Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, the Houston Texans are trading for Joe Mixon, running back, one-time Pro Bowler, and just came off a great season with the Cincinnati Bengals. Part of me wonders why he potentially wasn't a Pro Bowler this year. I thought he, played good enough to be a Pro Bowler. He had 257 carries with 1,034 rushing yards and 9 rushing touchdowns. His longest carry was 44 yards. He averaged 61 rushing yards per game. And also on the receiving end, during the season, he had 64 targets for 52 receptions for 376 receiving yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. He was effective on the receiving end, too, and had over 14, or was it? No, he had 1,410 total yards on the season, combining his rushing and receiving yards. With this season we saw him have this year, and even going back to 2021 when he was a Pro Bowler and had 1,205 rushing yards and 13 rushing touchdowns. How much did the Texans pay for him? Well, this was a trade. What did the Texans give up for him? I think, I was shocked when I heard how much we gave up for him, and I think a lot of other people will be too. I think the Bengals were ready to give up on him, so that maybe one of the reasons why the Texans got him for so cheap. But a 7th-round pick is what the Houston Texans gave up for Joe Mixon. That's crazy. I know, he doesn't have a lot left on his deal, but and I know he definitely is being paid a lot of money on his current contract, but the Texans need a running back badly, and to pay a 7th-round pick for a guy like Joe Mixon is a great addition, in my opinion. Look, I witnessed running back after running back after running back go off the board, and to be honest, it was a little nervous. You saw, Josh Jacobs go to the first one was DeAndre Swift goes to the Bears. Wasn't a little alarming at first. It was like, I think he was going to be a backup plan. Potentially something went wrong for the Texans. Maybe there was some world where the Texans would be interested. Then you see Tony Pollard go to the Titans. It wasn't a big deal. Then you see Josh Jacobs go to the Packers. You're seeing all these guys, go to these different places. And then the biggest hit was when Saquon Barkley goes to the Eagles. Because what that sets up is because when Saquon Barkley goes to the Eagles, that was the Texans' top choice at running back. And then the Giants have to get a running back now. So who do they call? The Texans' running back from last year, Devin Singletary, who they had interest in re-signing. And then you see running back after running back go off the board. Austin Eckler to the Commanders. Today Derrick Henry to the Ravens. Aaron Jones to the Vikings. And so Joe Mixon, if you wanted to have an elite running back, was one of those last options. And I love this addition. Yeah, I'm really excited for this trade, and I'm really excited what Joe Mixon's gonna do. Look, I know a lot of people might be wondering, like, why do you need a running back that why do you need a running back that is so effective if you're a pass first offense? It's gonna take some of the the duties away from CJ Stroud. Things that he has to do. The Texans, if they want to run the football a little more, I think they can be a little bit more trusting to Joe Mixon than they were to Devin Singletary last year. I don't think Joe Mixon is a huge upgrade over Devin Singletary, but Joe Mixon is definitely better than Devin Singletary. And I think one of the good things about comparing Joe Mixon to Devin Singletary is Joe Mixon is also a good receiving back. So if the Texans want to get Joe Mixon a little bit involved on the receiving end, as the running back, they definitely can do that. Joe Mixon had almost 400 receiving yards, was one of the top leaders in receiving yards for running backs last season. So you can do that. Get Joe Mixon involved on the receiving end. It would be a good way to get him going. And I think the Texans are going to throw the ball a lot more to Joe Mixon than they did to Devin Singletary last year. Devin Singletary didn't even have 200 receiving yards last season with the Houston Texans. Joe Mixon had almost twice as more receiving yards than Devin Singletary did. So I'm excited for this addition. I'm excited for this trade. Let me know your thoughts on the trade in the comment section. And peace out. Go Texans.